Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to the first season 1, episode 1 of Game Changers. I'd like to welcome you all. This is your first time. This is actually our first recording. Just wanted to test out the forum, see what kind of background we need and information and agenda and format going forward in the next episode. So again, I guess let me introduce myself. Roy Wells, a healthcare executive in the technology space. And through my set of podcasts and interviews, I will introduce a number of different folks that have, in my mind, earned the moniker of Game Changers. And that leads us to the theme or the name of this actual podcast. We're naming this Game Changers. This is episode 1, season 1. So we'll start there. Again, just want to thank everyone for joining. And basically from here, I would introduce the potential, the guest, and start a back and forth dialogue or questioning going from there. So a little bit about myself. I have been in the technology healthcare space for the last 8 or so years. Started off my career in the insurance industry, made a number of different connections and friends in this space that have, I feel that have been significantly influencing not just me, but just our community and the way that I would say people should conduct their lives as far as their trajectory and what their impact and influence should be from a business and personal standpoint. So that's the first intro to the backdrop of what it is, I'm trying to establish with this call. So that's kind of my personal goals and, the goal of this podcast. So generally, I will have a speaker on here. I will introduce them, kind of go back and forth of how we got to know each other, and then kind of go into their general background and come up with a series of questions that will create a narrative around how they have been successful in their space or through some of the challenges, and kind of paint the picture around what it took to overcome some of those things, and the constant evolution of their growth and trajectory in their space. So whether it's overcoming challenges and different interference that they've had to run to continue their growth path, those are some of the things that we'll touch on. So whether be it in a insurance space, healthcare space, technology space, sports space, finance space, just overall general areas where I have been involved in, or where I've seen, some traction to where I feel like other folks can benefit from these conversations and personal insights that we will pull out of these conversations. So that's kind of, all I've got for this session. And I want to end it here with closing thoughts. So closing thoughts for me would just kind of be, I'm using this forum to create a platform to work on better engagement and just kind of also helping folks to come up with, a blueprint for success in their lives, and, maybe highlighting a couple of people that will potentially be in some capacity, whether it be a mentor or a figure that they might want to pattern their lives and trajectory of success to. So I'm hoping I would bring some value that way. So that's kind of what I'm aiming to do at this point. So I'll end here, being that this is the first recording. I wanted to see what the format would be and go from there. All right. Thank you.